Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today again Kakuli ma'am is here with class 7 Civics. We are continuing with one chapter that is on equality. In our previous session we have discussed that though India is a democratic country, then also within the society inequality is present. This problem is not only limited within our country. Some other countries are also facing this kind of problem. With that, our today's topic is issues of equality in other democracies. Today we are going to take the example of America. We think that America is very much developed country, and we know and we also think that they are very much rich people. But there is also inequality problem is present. And the problem is with African Americans of USA. Now, who are called African Americans? When the white people able to colonize in America, they brought the African within their country as a slave to work in their household work, in factories, industries, and to build the railway lines without pay. These people were treated very much badly and tortured in high rate. I think you know that how British people behave with the Indians before independence. So these African Americans also treated in the same way by the white people of America. They were treated extremely unequally in the United States and denied equality through the law. Even their law also denied to give them the equal right. For example, one example is given in your book, that is, while traveling by bus, the African Americans are allowed to sit at the last of the bus, and if any white person is standing, that time they have to leave their seat for those people. Next, this situation was still continued until one very famous movement, that is civil rights movement. It was continued during the time of 1950 to 1960. What is the main concept of this movement? That is, every citizen has same right within the society. And this huge and great movement was initiated one African American lady named Rosa Parks. It was started only through one incident. One day, traveling by bus, Rosa Parks was very much tired. That's why she refused one white person to give her seat. And this single small issue make a huge agitation against the unequal ways in which African Americans were treated, and which came to be known as civil rights movement. So a single issue, how can be a broad movement, that we will came to know. In this civil rights movement, some of great leader was Malcolm X, Martin Luther, who gave up their life for the success of this movement. This movement was successful and it forced the American government to pass one act, that is Civil Rights Act of 1964. As per this act, every discrimination on the basis of race, religion and national origin was strictly prohibited. The law guaranteed equal employment for all. That means everyone should get equal type of employment in the society and allowed federal authorities to ensure public facilities were integrated. Even after this law, the African American got the chance of voting. It also stated that all school would be open to African American children and that they would no longer have to attend the separate school specially set up for them. But after the success of this movement, still now the real scenario or the real situation for this African American is quite different. A majority of African Americans still now continue to be among the poorest in the country. They are considered as the poor people, just like the situation of Dalit people in our country, where the Dalits don't have the proper place to live. They are not allowed to participate all kind of occupation in different parts of our country still now. So same situation the African American are facing in their developed country. Though the African American children are allowed to participate in all school, but as they are not that much rich, they can only attend the government school where there is very much less facilities rather than the private school which they cannot afford. So, so we can see that though our constitution, our law is for the establishment of equality in the society, but then also we can observe in different parts of not only our country, even other country, that inequality is present. What's the main reason? Because just of our mental thinking, we are still treating the people in different way, because we think that if we are superior, we have the right or we can dominate the inferior people. So this thinking, if we can change, then only we can be united as a Indian. So no country can be described as being completely democratic. Central to this is the struggle for the recognition of all persons as equal and for their dignity to be maintained. So until everyone's dignity within the country will be maintained and everyone will be treated equally, we can't say that the country is a democratic country, though the constitution said that. Just we can conclude this chapter with a very beautiful quote by B.R. Ambedkar, who is the father of our constitution. Do you know that he was also a Dalit man, but he established himself as one of the greatest personality of our country. And he also fought for the Dalit people in our country. What line he has mentioned? Man is mortal. Everyone has to die someday or other day. But one must resolve to lay down one's life in enriching the noble ideas of self-respect. Nothing is more disgraceful for a brave man than to live life devoid of self-respect. So he also stated that for a person's life, their self-respect, their dignity is very much important, which should not be violated by any other person. So students, hope you like the chapter very much. It is very much important and interesting chapter. Learn this chapter very nicely, and if you have any question or any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Your today's task, please answer me this question in comment section. What do you think about equality? Is it important for democracy? Then why? What is civil rights movement? Who started it? Write some leaders' name of this movement. Write the similarities between the lives of African American and Dalits. You can also write this answer in our notebook, and when the school will reopen, we can discuss about it. Thank you and have a nice day.